to Telltale. I'm Emily, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite books. I've probably mentioned this in various top 10 videos that we've done in the past of favorite books and things like that, but one of my favorite authors is Garth Nix. And one of the books that got me into reading was Sabriel or Sabriel. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I don't know if it's a long or short A. I've always called it Sabriel, but I've heard other people pronounce it Sabriel. I've not actually heard the author pronounce it, so I haven't heard Garth tell me otherwise. But then again, I haven't really, searched it either. So this is my favorite book of all time. This is one of the books paired with Harry Potter. Those were the two books that really got me into reading, specifically fantasy, but reading in general as well. This is a phenomenal book. One of the things I love about it is that it is a female protagonist who is thrown into a very human situation of her father goes missing. And she happens to be the daughter of a gentleman whose title is Aberson. And the Aberson is a necromancer, essentially, whose job is to keep the dead down after bad necromancers have brought the dead back to life in undead form. So she realizes through supernatural means that her father has gone missing, and she wants to go find him, and she sets off from her world, which is set kind of like a 20s sort of styled, I don't even know, like a more modern world where there's typewriters and some modern machinery, but then there's a wall that separates this modern world from the old kingdom where magic is prominent, machine-made items fall apart, so modern technology doesn't work there, mostly because of the beautiful magic methods that Garth Nix has created through charter mages and charter stones and basically sigilled stones that hold power and magic, and people who also have sigils on their foreheads who also hold power and magic. So it is a really fantastic adventure story about a young woman who's trying to find her place, as well as her father, who has gone missing, and taking on the responsibilities of now trying to not only find him, but take care of a lot of the things that he's left undone or are happening as he is missing. So she is basically taking on the task of being the Aberson while her father's missing, not knowing if he's dead or if he's alive or what she needs to do. But in doing so, she also finds other things, like the royal family has been gone from the old kingdom for ages, thought to be completely killed off. She finds a member of the royal family. There's tons of action, lots of mysticism, lots of magic, lots of really cool original magic ideas. I love the paper wings in these things, which are like these flying magic-prone paper airplanes, essentially. Overly glorified gliders and paper airplanes. I love those. The character who she suspects is from the royal family is Touchstone. That's the name he's given because he doesn't remember his original name. There is a fantastic character named Mogget, who is a white cat who's also a free magic being, and if you take off his collar, he will destroy you because he is enslaved. So there's just a lot of really cool fantasy elements to this that are very original. There is a fantastic, very intricate world that is built in the Old Kingdom. This was part of a trilogy. It is now being extended, more modern. In other aspects of this world are being built. Clariel was one of the more recent ones that got released. There was another one that's name is escaping me. But yes, I feel also one of the things that I really appreciate about this book is that Garth Nix is very good at writing female characters that are realistic. Despite the fact that this is a fantasy, we are not getting your typical dude trying to poorly write female and making her to be this helpless, stupid, or very hormonal, very overly emotional person. He writes a very factual female in a scenario that feels like, yeah, that's probably what I'd do, even though as a female identifying person, I would feel that sense of responsibility like she did, especially if I knew the depth of my father's work and the position it puts on me as his daughter to take on the role of Aberson in his absence. The emotions are real. There is a slight romance in there that doesn't overtake the story, but is still very realistic and fantastic. There is just so many cool creatures and fantasy elements in this that are so original and so interesting. It takes the concept of necromancer, which I think we all have preconceived notions of when we think of a necromancer, and kind of turns it on its head. So really appreciated this work as a young adult. Still appreciate it now. Always appreciate Garth Nix until the end of my days. This book is phenomenal. I really love it. And I encourage anyone who likes fantasy to read this, because it's just such a fantastic world with great character building, great monsters, great culture, interesting different obstacles to overcome, and an easy read. Like, this book, it looks kind of thick, but actually it reads so quickly. You can see how big the type is in this. This is a paperback version. This is actually the version that I first read from the library and then later ended up buying the same one because I'm very partial to this particular illustration. It's a great piece of work. I just can't stress it enough. So, if you like fantasy, go ahead and get Sabriel or Sabriel, a try by Garth Nix. Thanks. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.